If I said you could have more income, abundance and a much better lifestyle than you have now, would you start to think, well, what's the catch? What's this guy after? What does he want from me? And maybe lots of other negative thoughts along those lines. My name's Stephen Bones, I'm 59 years old and I live in the Peak District. That's actually in the UK, and I am a digital entrepreneur and I've started businesses from scratch on the internet. And what I'm sharing with you is a concept or an idea that a couple of guys had over 8 years ago. And the reason I'm doing that is because they helped change my life. They had a massive impact on me. Now I'm sure you understand that if you want more income, abundance and a better lifestyle, that you do have to put some work and effort in, because there's no such thing as a get rich quick scheme. Now, if you're really happy, fulfilled and passionate about your source of income, and you get up in the morning inspired and excited about going to your place of work, then click off now, because I can't help you. But if you are part of that 85% that don't feel like this, then maybe I've got an answer for you. You see, I had to find all this information because I'd lost my traditional business. After 15 years, in January 2018, it was bankrupt. I went from a six-figure income to zero overnight. And I do smile about that now, but I have to say I was devastated. It was the worst time of my life. Now, taking you back a few years, my career started in business-to-business sales, and I did work my way up the corporate ladder, answering to many bosses, filling in a lot of reports on what I'd achieved and what I hadn't achieved, and doing what I called the daily grind. And you know, my worst time of the week was a Sunday evening, because I just knew it was going to start all over again. It was so boring and repetitive. So I thought, well, I'll start my own business. But at that particular time, I was trapped. I was on a good high income job. I got a company car, a lot of perks, and I knew I'd have to give that up and borrow lots of money and risk all our assets. Well, guess what? I did, because you see, I had no choice in those days. And then I ended up working a minimum of 60, 70 hours a week. I was really stressed. I was commuting and I was working so hard that I was really tired every night. And I began to get irritable and angry most of the time. Well, what happened to that business? Our market changed really quickly. We just started losing customers faster than we could find new ones, and we simply ran out of money. Now I look back and I'm really pleased it happened, because you see, it did force me to change my path. It did make me look for something new. And I am the sort of person that is prepared to work and learn new skills, and I did listen to new opportunities. But in 2018, because I was so low, I let fear take me over. This was in the January. I thought I was going to have to join the 85% and go back to work and be unfulfilled and unhappy again. But I didn't know how the law of attraction works, so I started to focus on looking for new opportunities. And I began to look through the internet, and I started to understand more about the digital economy. Now, I knew from my past business experience that commerce is changing, it's moving online, and I know it's only just starting. But I didn't actually realise that you can create passive incomes by automation. You can attract people to buy from you just by being honest and having 100% integrity. It's just about learning new skills. But that little voice in my head did start to create some doubt, because my computer skills were not good. In fact, I was useless. But I also thought, if I've got to work as well, how on earth am I going to have time? But these two guys I was telling you about are called Stuart and Jay. Now, they've created a lot of successful businesses over the last 10 years. But this idea they had was to develop an educational platform where ordinary people like me with no skills could learn how to build businesses and successful incomes from scratch by investing a couple of hours in the evening. And this concept actually went on to create a community of like-minded people from all different walks of life: single parents, professionals like lawyers and bankers, corporate people, inside and outside salespeople, to business owners and computer illiterate people like myself. And I couldn't actually believe what I was hearing, how these people are building new lives for themselves. And a lot have actually been able to quit the job, because you see, it's allowed those to travel the world that want to, or the others that want to spend more time with the family. Because you see, what they've achieved is time freedom. And this was just by following this simple system that Stuart and Jay have created. So don't wait for trauma to happen in your life like it did for me. Somewhere near this video is a box. Submit your details. I will send you a free video workshop, and I'll let Stuart then explain to you what's possible for you, because there's so many opportunities. You may want to turn your hobby into a business. You could want to look at e-commerce, or just learn to market, or market for other businesses. Whatever it is, Stuart will explain in far greater detail what is possible for you and how you can learn new skills. Hey, but if it's not for you, that's not a problem, because not everybody follows the same path. But whatever you do, I really wish you well, and I hope maybe I have helped you in some way. Just promise me one thing, that you won't be forced into a situation like I was before you take action. I really do want to thank you for listening to my video, and I look forward to speaking to you again in the future. Bye for now.